Hello, 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 and welcome to our weekly live show. I am Fabiana Claure, pianist and business strategist for musicians. I'm the founder and CEO of the Musicians Profit Umbrella, a global business mentorship program that helps musicians build, grow, and scale their businesses online so that they can create financial and artistic prosperity without sacrificing their quality of life. And above all, stop trading time for money and build businesses on their own timeline and on their own terms. Thank you for joining me today. Let me know, where are you watching me from? Let me know in the comments, say hello. And today we are talking about a topic that is super, super near and dear to my heart, which is building a dream team for your music business. If you know anything about me, you know that one of the things that I have learned the hard way is that we can't do everything on our own. We do not need to do everything on our own. And even though in the pursuit of becoming musicians, we can be very self sufficient and independent and be used to, in the case of pianists, especially myself being a concert pianist as well, we can do a lot on our own. We're practicing on our own. We're preparing for performances. Of course, we meet with mentors. We get advice on how to improve our chops, and eventually we do have to stand on stage and do things on our own. However, when you're building a business, you do not have to feel like the same way you do when you're practicing your instrument and developing your craft. You can and should empower yourself to become a leader so that you can get people around you to support your vision, to support your mission. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This is your opportunity to actually now understand that in order for you to grow a business that can ultimately work without you, the number one thing you're going to need to do is commit to becoming a good visionary leader. Because until you don't decide and realize, number one, that you don't have to do everything on your own, even though you could and you can attempt to, and it's not because you're incapable, it's because you should seek support. You should try to surround yourself with people that can elevate your work, that can elevate your mission, that can accelerate your progress, because you are a visionary leader and you are committed to enrolling people into your beliefs, into your values, into your mission, into what you stand for, right? But that's not going to happen until you decide you want to become a leader, a visionary, and someone who's going to commit to becoming good at leading as much as you have committed to becoming good at your craft. Of course, when we go through the process of becoming musicians, we're dedicated to being good at it. We're dedicated to polishing our skills and to being the best that we can be in the pursuit of artistic excellence. But somehow, when it comes to the business side of things, and we now realize we need to surround ourselves by team members. We need to be able to get people to support us, to help us build structure, to help us accelerate our vision. We don't realize that that's only going to happen to the degree of your commitment to becoming a visionary leader, to the degree of your commitment to being an effective communicator, to being someone who sets out a vision, who clearly defines it, and who can then reverse engineer what are the steps that you're going to need to take in order to reach that vision. And the more you can commit to becoming that version of yourself that will eventually enroll people into your vision, not only from an internal standpoint in terms of team, but eventually in an external standpoint in terms of potential clients. You want to be able to inspire people around you to take action, don't you? Let me know in the comments if you want to inspire, if you want to lead people into taking the next steps in their lives, to empowering themselves, to solving the problems that they need to become better. Let me know if this is you, if you are committed to being someone who inspires others. Well, guess what? That is going to be the number one trait that you're going to need to adopt in order to inspire those around you, both within your organization as team members, as well as those potential clients. Those are the skills that will make you magnetic to your potential clients. The same ones that are going to get you to enroll team members who are going to support you and lead the organization alongside of you and support you in building your vision and making it happen and executing on your behalf. Today, I come to you I'm about to go on an incredible family adventure where my family are going to be driving and exploring uncharted territories. We're renting an RV for the very first time in our lives. We've never done something like that. We're going to be driving across the country to spend spring break and giving our family an incredible experience, making memories. And guess what? My business will continue going because I have made the effort of building a dream team that can hold the fort in my absence, that can be serving my clients, that can be growing the business, that can be propelling the mission, that can be making sales on my behalf. And I can take a step back and create memories with my family and build a lifestyle that makes everything I do come together, that makes everything that I do have a meaning. And the only way I'm able to do this at this point in my life is because I've committed to learning the skills of leadership, to learning the skills of management, to learning the skills of people, communication, human behavior, systems buildings, patience, to being committed to learning how to enroll people in my vision so that we can all prosper together and move in our different directions. I sometimes have team members who need to take time off, and we help support that as well because we have the systems in place. So the idea is that you want to build your music business with a bigger vision of what you have right now. If you right now are your own solopreneur, you are the only person doing all the things in your business, you're not alone. Most musicians start this way, but this does not have to be the way for you moving forward. You can choose to change the way you work, to change the way you live, to restructure yourself so that you can build a dream team, so that you can start delegating. The first thing you're going to want to do when you think about building a dream team, as I said, step number one is committing to deciding to be a CEO, being a visionary leader, and learning the skills of management, of infrastructure, of inspiring people in your vision so that they want to work for you, with you, and help your vision come to life, right? But then after you're committed to doing that and becoming a visionary leader and acquiring the skills needed to do that, which by the way, is just as in music, right? You don't just become a leader by default, like you don't learn music by default, right? Even though there are certainly some intuitive elements to that, learning music is a skill and it takes practice and dedication and commitment to doing it over and over and over again. Guess what? Same thing as business building and leading a team and becoming a CEO. Those are skills that take practice and you need to be committed to doing them over and over and over again. And if you hire someone at the beginning and things don't go the way you wanted to, not say, oh, I'm just going to give up on this idea of building a team and I'm just going to go back and doing it all myself. But instead say, what can I learn from this experience? This hiring experience didn't work out in the way I wanted to. What could I have done differently to better lead this person, to better guide this person, perhaps to better hold this person accountable when they needed me to do so, rather than look the other side and pretend that nothing was being done wrong, right? It takes a huge commitment to humility and to ownership of the results of your team, even when you feel that people are letting you down. How can you become the version of yourself that will take ownership of the results of your team and help grow them by you committing to being this person who can lead them and support them and be their anchor? So once you've done that, then you're going to also want to, number two, start looking at the tasks that are draining your energy. Most of the times we get burned out in our businesses, not because we're spending so much time on things, but rather because we're spending time on the wrong things. Even if we don't spend a lot of time, we're spending it on things that drain us, that drain our energy, that don't allow us to show up to our fullest potential. So when you're looking at your current day-to-day tasks and what you're doing running your business, you're going to want to ask yourself, what are some things that I could delegate right now that if I could have someone ready for me to guide them and to take things off my plate, I would happily do that. And by the way, these can be people that can work for you, like interns. People can work for you for free, family members. I'm not only talking about paid employees necessarily. I'm talking about just having that muscle in your brain, that memory, that mindset of like taking stuff off your plate. What would it look like if you could now look at the things you don't like doing in your business that are draining your energy and that are potentially in a role where you are not really doing justice to your business? You're not focusing on the things that you need to be focusing on as the CEO. What are those things? And then how can you create processes and systems in place to allow people to take that off your plate? And when I say people, I also mean potentially technology. There's all sorts of softwares and programs that you could also enlist and acquire to delegate things off your plate. So there's multiple ways of doing this, but the idea is starting that process. And then the third step is, once you look into initially delegating the administrative part of your business, that's usually where most people start. There's lots of day-to-day things that people need when they're building their businesses, especially musicians, when we tend to be very creative. We're looking at all these different resources, and we're quick learners. We want to learn all the things. When you start identifying what are some of the things that you should not be doing and how can you offload those into someone else's plate and create the right systems to do it responsibly, by the way. You don't want to be someone who just delegates by just like, okay, do this, good luck, drive-by delegation, as it said, right? You want to be the person who can create the systems and the procedures so that people know what they need to do to succeed in fulfilling this role for your organization, right? This is something that I work with all the time with my clients. You know, they're excited about hiring their first assistants, team members, but they don't know how to manage them, right? This is something that we work on very, very specifically, because this is how you're going to be able to make the determination of whether or not this person was a good investment in your business or not, is looking at what were the systems that you put in place in the first place for this person to take things off your plate. How did you manage this person? How did you hold this person accountable? What did you do to ensure this person would know what they needed to do to succeed, right? And so the third step you're going to want to do in building your dream team, then, once you've acquired ownership of your leadership role and you've started to offload some of the operational tasks, the third step is going to be now finding someone who can help you in the revenue generating tasks, such as sales, lead generation, client acquisition, right? What can you do now so that the responsibility of making the money for your business doesn't rely 100% on you? Even though initially it can be, the third step in scaling your team and creating this initial infrastructure is looking at profit producing roles in your business, where you know you are making an initial investment, you are committing time, energy, resources, whatever that looks like, but you know that that person will bring you 10 times more or more than that, right? And so these are the three starting points that I want you to start thinking about in this program, in this training, because this is what's going to allow you to be effective in building your dream team. And if you're curious about how to do these things and what this could look like for you, I'm going to invite you to our upcoming masterclass, because I'm presenting a masterclass in a few weeks that will give you the exact steps on how you can optimize the way you work, how you can elevate your perspective as a musician entrepreneur, and how you can ultimately build your own dream team, how you can ultimately decide, you know what, I want to stop being the solopreneur and I want to be able to create a business that can ultimately run without me. You know, I want to be able to take time off. I want to be able to, be present with my loved ones. I want to be able to be available for my family. And I want to be able to do this while also multiplying my income. So I want to invite you, if this is resonating with you today, we're going to be talking a lot more about this in my upcoming masterclass, which is a completely free 5-day experience, including some bonuses, that will walk you through the 5 steps that I use to help musicians build, grow, and scale their businesses online so that they can ultimately put this on autopilot. I want you to visit musiciansprofitmasterclass.com and save your seat. This is a completely free registration that will allow you to get the step-by-step strategy of how I've been able to build, grow, and scale not 1, but 2 businesses that are now both in the multi-6-figure range. So I hope you're inspired. I hope you are clear and that you have some action points to start looking in your business. And I will welcome you to register and join me in my upcoming masterclass so that we can continue this conversation. Thank you for joining me, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in my 5-day masterclass. Go to Musicians Profit Masterclass, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's prosper together.